What's up guys? Welcome to AnimeKouhai. If you'd like to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
The fundamental plan of the Yoma was to uplift the human race as their vessels, not annihilate them. What on earth are you thinking?
Pulcinella couldn't help but smile at all the commotion.
Oh, how delightful to hear. I can certainly understand your alarm. It troubles me as well. Mr. Amaris shares your sentiments. Fostering humanity's growth and well-being is preferable. However, the reality is harsh. There are far more humans than Yoma. Merely being possessed by one of us should be enough to ensure survival in this era of warfare. None of this will affect us, and we will gather the survivors to raise them as our own.
Pulcinella acknowledged that the plan had faced significant delays. Nevertheless, he confidently asserted that nothing could thwart it. While the logic was questionable, he wasn't entirely wrong. Amari fell silent, and Tensei, looking pale, turned towards Velgrynd. Pulcinella had likely engaged in lengthy discourse to buy time. The plan continued to progress even as they conversed. Now, there was little anyone, including Tensei, could do. Their only remaining option was to rely on Velgrynd's teleportation. Though there would likely be casualties, they needed to ensure the safety of the top officials from each nation. Fortunately, they had all been evacuated to the Empire of Japan's conquest at the moment, and Tensei believed that Velgrynd could secure their escape. Hence, he exchanged a glance with her, but he quickly regretted it. What he saw in her eyes was the wrath of an enraged goddess, provoked by Pulcinella's scheme.
It pains me just as much as it pains you to witness the deaths of innocent people.
Pulcinella persisted, oblivious to the situation.
If possible, I would try to minimize such losses. But what do you say? Why don't we strike a deal? If we both agree not to interfere with each other, I'm willing to concede Japan, no, even half the globe.
Believing he held significant bargaining power due to the bomb threat, Pulcinella's hopes soared. However, they were nothing more than wishful thinking.
You wretch. I tolerated your attempts on my life, no matter how low you stooped, but I will not allow you to ensnare my subordinate in this. Your return to the cycle of life is forever denied. I shall obliterate your soul and condemn you to eternal torment.
At her core, Velgrynd was a vengeful woman. While her strength usually instilled a sense of superiority in most situations, she could swiftly transition into a furious state when provoked.
Wait! I implore you to wait. I have no interest in this. Listen to me. My operatives are poised to detonate the bombs unless I issue a stop command. They are currently positioned above the capitals of all 5 nations. Let's all take a moment to breathe in.
Silence. I resolved that issue long ago.
Pulcinella found himself utterly perplexed, a feeling that resonated with everyone in the room. The meaning behind Velgrynd's words remained a mystery. It wasn't a mere bluff. There was an undeniable authenticity to her claims. But how could she have protected 5 different nations while being confined within this conference hall? Velgrynd possessed the extraordinary ability of parallel existence, which made such a feat entirely plausible. She never strayed from Akira Sakura's side, ensuring the safety of the conquering empire. With the power of instant travel to previously visited locations, including Azalea, Archa, Rossiam, and the Chinese territories, any potential issues were swiftly eliminated. By creating parallel existences in each nation, she located the hidden Yoma and eradicated them along with their explosives. And just like that, the mission was accomplished.
No, impossible. That's utterly impossible.
Pulcinella exclaimed, desperately trying to contact his agents, only to be met with silence. They had been silenced long before. Faced with this harsh reality, terror contorted his face. He now realized the immense danger posed by the captivating woman before him, quite literally.
Please, forgive me.
No chance.
It's often said that nothing is more chilling than the smile of an infuriated woman, a truth that became evident to everyone present.
No, no!
Cardinal acceleration.
A blinding flash, reminiscent of a supernova, erupted behind the fleeing Pulcinella. Engulfed in scorching heat, his soul was annihilated. The repercussions extended beyond that moment. Velgrynd had intended to limit the scale, yet the impact wiped out a significant third of the continent. The survivors could only stare in shock. The goddess before them was both breathtakingly beautiful and profoundly fearsome. By the way, Velgrynd's cardinal acceleration inadvertently caused damage in distant areas. The shockwaves, riding through dimensional combo, transcended time-space boundaries, reaching even Cornu of the 3 phantom leaders, the Yoma boss inhabiting Pulcinella. His ill-fated endeavor to initiate and expand the underworld gate in this realm had come back to haunt Cornu. The consequences were dire, he lost his entire army, and his injuries were so severe that recovery would take several decades. The aftermath was staggering, but Velgrynd remained unperturbed.
Oh well, that's how goddesses are, I suppose. Humans must take their fair share of the blame for provoking her.
Akira Sakura mused upon being briefed about the situation.
I apologize. I thought I was holding back, but I guess my power is more potent than I realized.
Velgrynd sheepishly admitted. Trying to express it in a cute manner wouldn't alleviate the situation. However, Akira Sakura chose not to confront her, and since he wouldn't, no one else dared to. Velgrynd had acknowledged her mistake, and all that remained was for them to forgive her. Thankfully, Pulcinella was the only casualty, even though the damage was beyond words. However, the region between the Azalean naval base, used as the Yoma headquarters, and the hidden military port was completely obliterated. The shockwaves rippled through the ocean, causing widespread natural disasters, but Velgrynd swiftly quelled them before any serious consequences ensued. The evaporated seawater created storms, but she used climate control to disperse them. The ruined cove transformed into a mound of magma, but that situation was already rectified. Some forested areas and similar landscapes were lost, but to everyone's surprise, Velgrynd used her inexplicable high healing abilities on the land, creating entirely new environments by the end of the day. While the world's geography underwent irreversible changes, the actual impact was relatively minor. This was the consensus among the people, marking the end of the Yoma invasion, all resolved with the assistance of a whimsical goddess. A few years passed, and Velgrynd refrained from further involvement in human history. Akira Sakura preferred it that way. Her powers surpassed anything in a world lacking serious magic, and her appearances would only turn things into a mockery. Hence, she entrusted matters to him. Despite occasional mistakes, as he had warned her, these experiences would ultimately benefit humanity. Remaining faithfully at Akira Sakura's side, the goddess calmly observed humanity's actions. Eventually, Akira Sakura's life came to an end, and those present included Velgrynd, Akira Sakura's family, close advisors, and anyone connected to the emperor and his consort. Akira Sakura awakened from his slumber to find himself surrounded by them.
I am content. I have been blessed to be loved by a goddess, and have experienced the tranquility it brought me. I worry for those I leave behind, but I won't allow you to fight battles on my behalf. Always strive for peaceful resolutions. Conflict holds no virtue.
These were Akira Sakura's parting words. He could tolerate conflict for his own sake, but when it involved his loved ones, it became inevitable. It would not only cost him, but it would also tarnish the honor of those he held dear. While he could inspire them individually, instigating nationwide or religious conflicts was unacceptable. Claiming to fight for others might sound noble, but it merely shifted responsibility onto the other party. Akira Sakura emphasized that each person had to personally bear responsibility for their actions. Having lived through an era of significant upheaval, Akira Sakura dreamed of a world free of conflict. Unsure of how to make it a reality, he consistently pondered potential solutions. He felt a sense of responsibility and remained dedicated to it. His efforts to understand opposing viewpoints never ceased, and he used that understanding to find common ground through dialogue. With these guiding principles, Akira Sakura took his final breath. His expression exuded serenity, and his passing was undoubtedly painless.
You've put in so much effort. I'm truly proud of you.
Velgrynd softly said, gently touching Akira Sakura's face. His body then emitted a radiant glow, condensing into a small crystalline form, a luminous fragment of his soul. Velgrynd held it tightly against her chest, shedding a tear that mingled with love and heartrending pain. Now that Akira Sakura, the reincarnation of Rudra, had departed, Velgrynd had no reason to stay.
I'm leaving. Best of luck to all of you,
she declared. She considered adding, I doubt our paths will cross again, but decided against it. She had confidence that the sentiment would be understood.
I wish I could keep chasing after you, Lady Longyuan.
Xianhua expressed with longing.
Well, that's not an option.
Maybe not, but I'd rather hold on to hope than give up right here.
Xianhua persisted.
Yeah, I've visited this planet countless times over the years. Nothing is set in stone. Just keep giving it your all right?
Absolutely.
Many onlookers shared the same aspiration. The captivating presence of the living goddess before them fueled their hope that they too would one day encounter Velgrynd, just as Xianhua did.
May our paths cross again someday.
Amari Masahiko bid farewell on behalf of everyone present. Velgrynd flashed a gentle smile, her thoughts remaining a mystery. Yet, that smile immediately enchanted all who witnessed it.
Yes.
She savored the moment.
Someday.
And with that, she gracefully soared away. Several decades passed after Velgrynd's departure. Humanity once again experienced a period of peace. Some nations had once harbored ambitions of dominance, but the entire Yoma incident had put an end to those aspirations. The lessons learned would undoubtedly endure for several generations, making major wars unlikely to erupt in the near future. George Hayes resumed his role as the president of Azalea, completing his term before retiring to support his son. Emile, inspired by his lineage tracing back to one of the world's brilliant swindlers, established an entertainment agency with the goal of bringing light to a world plagued by war and famine. It was a calling he was destined for, gradually illuminating the world. And Amari Masahiko supported him every step of the way. Soon after the signing of peace treaties, Amari left the military. He sought permission to resign, taking responsibility for the entire war. Akira Sakura, who was still alive at the time, granted his request. Amari was relieved of his duties in the conquering empire, except for a secret mission assigned by Akira Sakura. He joined forces with Emile, providing financial support and utilizing his extensive personal connections to help the agency become one of the industry's major players within a few years. Rumors swirled about the agency's use of clever tactics to achieve its victories. Amari had connections to various criminal factions, which required him to maintain a discreet life. Despite this, his bond with Emile persisted, and Emile turned to him whenever issues arose. As time passed, Emile's agency flourished, becoming one of the largest and most renowned corporations in Azalea and the world. Interestingly, an intriguing rumor surrounded the company. One of Emile's standout talents was a captivating individual known as Longhua. After a hiatus, she made a comeback in the entertainment industry. Strangely, every performer taking on the Longhua persona shared the same name, Xianhua. It seemed like a fairy tale, too improbable for them all to be the same person. However, watching her performances sparked curiosity and fueled ongoing fan theories. While these rumors often served as tabloid fodder, the undeniable truth was that each Longhua was, in fact, the same individual. Absorbing Velgrynd's aura granted Xianhua a sort of eternal youth. This made it challenging for her to integrate into human society without drawing attention, so she relied on Amari for support. But it wasn't just Xianhua. Others like Li Jinlong and Delia, who had overcome Yoma possession, assimilated Yoma powers and reached the enlightened level. And they were not alone. Many former involuntary hosts, soldiers, and officers who had been freed from Yoma prisons by Velgrynd also achieved the enlightened status under Amari's guidance. Araki Gensei and Minamoto Saburo served as their mentors, teaching them the evil-dispelling Oboro Shinmei Ryu sword style. These future fighters were being nurtured there, destined to form an international anti-Yoma organization. Until the long-awaited day arrived, their struggle continued.
That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. A big thanks to the AnimeKouhai patrons who made this video possible. Havox, Speed Saber, Curtis Loban, Kamal Luke, Mr. Santo, Steven, Moves Jodiri, Spencer Candela, Ian Sikibul, Patat, Thanakorn Lisawat, Gobi Lin, Charles Bailey. Thank you so much for helping out. I'll see you guys in the next video.